or else you're going to get crushed by the fuse.
eiNs in a nice aggressive position here. Well, not really aggressive, but interesting.
Behind the microwave, though.
Yeah, and he's gotten a lot of information from being up here. Wonder if he's going to try and toss a C4 out. If he could just get the throw right.
What is up, bras, and welcome back. And in this video we are covering the badass match that happened between Mantis FPS and eiNs. Now these are two of the top teams of the APAC region. If you haven't heard about them, they don't get quite as much publicity, but they're all so badass. I definitely had to cover this one. Now Mantis is coming from all the way from Korea and eiNs is coming from Japan, so that's a little bit of information. I know, not a ton, super detailed, you guys know what I mean. But anyways, these first two tips, we're gonna be just warming up, and now these first two, a lot of people know about, but also a lot of people still don't know about. So this first one is just a great spot to gather and give out information as pulse. And one thing that wasn't covered inside of the little clip that was shown was you can create a crazy thin line of sight going all the way from kitchen to the backyard patio. Now, a lot of attackers will spawn behind this little grouping of trees, and I'll show you exactly what this looks like, but a lot of times they'll run over this backyard patio to get to the house. Now, there's gonna be an insane angle being held from kitchen up there if you just inch your way around the little vent above the stove next to the refrigerator, and it is gonna be so sick. So this is the path a lot of attackers are gonna be taking, and look at this bullet spread all the way from this little angle inside a kitchen. Really sick one. And let's get on to the next tip.
Arena.
It's gonna be holding that flank angle.
Yep. Our arena going to be holding the flank. Would be interesting to see, wouldn't it?
Yep. 100% Kha'Zix knows exactly where to aim to take out that camera. At least he's pretty confident. Where's that?
Alright, so for our second warm-up tip, this one's going to be very easy, and yes, I have covered this before, but I want to show you guys because still not everybody knows about this one. First of all, when you climb up this ladder, be careful of the office. A lot of people will break out the bottom of the door and headshot anybody that climbs up the ladder because they're very well protected from there. But I want to show you guys that you can actually go prone and take out this lobby camera from anywhere. This way you guys are not going to have to expose yourselves when you first enter the lobby and look up. You can always hold the angle and be ready to shoot.
They have it now.
Yep, eiNs now in a 3v4 here. As Kha'Zix has gone really low as well. He's been taken even lower, actually.
Yep, the planet range. He's going to do the rotate from outside. Oh, that's so good. That's how we saw eiNs go down, the rotate from outside.
Yep. However, he managed to successfully get through. And Neilio could actually be in a bit of trouble.
Well, there we go. It's a 4-on-1.
Yep, as soon as he sees gets one. Oh! What a beautiful shot by Shin there to finish off the round.
Yep, runs on out with the quick peek. Nice. Very nicely done.
That's how you do it.
Alright, you guys, so this next one is my favorite flank that you can do on Chalet. This one's so tricky, and we're going to just kind of go through the setup and show exactly what was going on here. So first of all, we're going to pretend that these murder holes right here are going to be a mirror. We're going to just pretend that those two walls are reinforced. The next thing is we're going to create a connector right here and reinforce the right side of the bathroom into the bedroom hallway. And then right here, we're going to castle up this doorway, and then I'm going to show you exactly what was going on right here. So the defenders were anchoring down upstairs above the kitchen and trophy room area. You're going to need to clear the top before attacking the main area that you want to plant the bomb. Otherwise, pretty much suicide. So they're holding lines of sight right here. He saw attackers coming in, and he decided to go for a crazy tricky flank, and the attacking team didn't realize that they actually had both of these windows right here open. So you hop on out, and right now I'm Castle. I'm a 2-speed, and even with a 2-speed, I still was not detected. You vaulted in here, did not get detected, and then when the time was right, they ended up going inside there, completely threw them off guard. They didn't realize where he went. They're kind of looking around, shot out the hatch breach, and when the time was right, he came running out behind them and took them out. One of the trickiest flanks that I've seen right here, and this one is so badass. My favorite by far.
My next choice.
Yep.
In terms of impact.
We also had, I think it was...
Alright, so this next one is going to be 4 attackers coming from the cliff side. And now this is going to be a great one for countering the very, very common Valkyrie run out coming from the offices that overlooks the balcony now. So from right here, this doorway is a very common area for Valkyrie to throw cameras out, and I will show you, yes, exactly what I'm talking about if you guys don't know already. So right here with Valkyrie, a lot of times these are just some of the many options you can do. Some people will throw cameras out on the tree, on the balconies right here, or behind the little railing, and from here they'll watch the cameras and look for runouts from the cliffside spawn, or coming from the campfire spawn looking down in towards the trophy room or kitchen window. And so from right here, this is just a great way on how to counter this tactic right here as an attacker. You guys can see the line of sight right there, very tricky.
This area up, but then our arena on the flank did such a massive amount of work. Let's see if Mantis can get this going once again. They also need to make sure they clear everyone out of this wine cellar before they push in. They didn't drone it.
So this next line of sight is going to be going through 2 walls from the storage room all the way into the snowmobile back corridor. And this one is the back staircase, a lot of people just call it that. But depending on what it is, it doesn't matter. This line of sight is really, really crazy. And now I'm not sure if they intended to make this murder hole. I believe they did as a connector in between the storage room and the wine cellar, but you guys can see right here all the way into the snowmobile garage corridor. These are where the shots landed in the hallway. Now this line of sight is such a tight angle, a lot of people will come around and not really expect to get shot that early because they were able to make a really, really crazy angle right here that is able to get that far back into the hallway. And this is just really unexpected. A lot of people have a ton of different variations on how they will set up the snowmobile garage area or wine cellar. A lot of people will take out even further to the left wall, put a mirror up to watch garage. Ton of different variations, but this is definitely a good line of sight to keep in mind whether you are going to be attacking or defending this area. Be on the lookout for this one here.
He doesn't even have to fuse it. Where is it?
It's outside on the ground, I think.
Outside on the ground, a long way away. He has to go for these frags.
He has to go for the frags. And, he can't get through there either.
He's got to take the long way. Time's just ticking away. I think he might even
They know exactly where he is at this point. He's not going to be able to do it. 5 seconds left. There we go, in the back. And Onesie will end that.
Mine's taking that round there. Yeah, they are looking like quite a strong.
Alright, now this next line of sight is going to require a murder hole, so who other better operator to do it than the Master Tachanka. So right here we're going to be making a murder hole, and now this line of sight is going to be very useful for when you guys know where the last couple enemies are. Now the reason you're not going to be holding this line of sight and angle the entire match is because you are vulnerable from the window that enters the supply room, and then also above you. I'm going to show you exactly what this is right there. Well, not exactly, but yeah, you can shoot through the floor and the window, so be careful of that. But the reason this line of sight was so strong is because when the attacker was coming around, first of all, they knew exactly where he was, so they didn't have to watch the flank. And you can see what this looks like from this point of view if you're looking at this angle. There's just so many random items over here, really hard to pick out where the enemy is.
Got to move a lot faster.
You have to ask whether or not Mantis is feeling comfortable, but Odin Miso getting into a bit of a fight. He comes off way worse for wear as Sweet Black will remove his head.
15 seconds.
Aww. But that's alright. We're taking Master Tachanka over here. We're going to create some more lines of sight and murder holes all the way from the ventilation room. And now another thing you definitely need to keep in mind while you're doing this is that this is a line of sight. This works 2 ways. Lines of sight are always 2 ways. Now sometimes of course you can create ones that give one particular side a big advantage, but that is something to keep in mind. And you guys saw in the clip, this one actually backfired, but as the attackers entered the room, they didn't need to worry too much about head level lines of sight on other people holding angles. The attackers actually were able to come in, and this backfired because they took out the guy anchoring in the ventilation room. But you guys can see that entering it from the doorway, really cool angle to hold. I definitely want to try this one out more and test it out in ranked.
Except a Valkyrie camera would have a better angle. Although it would die much faster.
Yep, so we're seeing this very aggressive defense up here.
Shin, he's going for it again. He really loves those aggressive plays, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He just...
Alright, now we're going to be using the imaginary mirror technique for this next tip right here. And this one's really cool. So we're going to pretend that we have a mirror placement right here on this reinforced wall. Now right here using the mirror window, or you could also do it using Valkyrie, we're going to do a 2-wall bang and go into possibly 3 wall banging somebody on this entry door that's going to go into the break room that connects into the security room. So right here, you don't even need to really impact grenade this wall right here. I just set it up like this because this is how the team had it in the video clip. So right here, we're using information and we're going to be kind of strafing in right here, going through 2 walls and wall banging in towards this doorway. This doorway is such a common area for attackers to be entering from. Such a sick spot. Definitely a great technique to try it out. Alright, now at the end of this clip, of course, I'm going to leave the final moments between Mantis and eiNs, where we saw eiNs take a 2-0 over Mantis. Really sick techniques coming out from the APAC teams. And of course, I want to touch base. Thank you guys all so much for sticking around with the layoffs. Been kind of weird with my work schedule. I'm working really hard to get everything going back to 3 to 5 uploads a week. Love you guys all so much. Thank you guys all for everything you do. Could not do this without you guys. Truly mean that. Love you guys all. See you guys all very soon in the next video. Peace.
There we go.
Oh, okay, there we go. MB Taylor finds his head. Not that he had much health on it anyway. However, we are going to see these Elemines go out. Miso gets tagged up pretty heavy, and he has to back out so he can reorientate himself.
So looks like we're going to see a push from this eastern
There
side
we
of the
go.
building.
Oni-chan exposes his back to our arena, and our arena will make full advantage of it. Not waiting too long to take those shots.
Ooh, how's it so close?
There we go. That's the third for our arena now. Shin gets in on the fight as well and removes
All up to
Kazik.
Neilio.
Yep, now it's all up to Neilio. He does see Odin Misto. That's 1, but he gets in from the side. And just like that, eiNs are our winners.